Hey folks, welcome. Good to see you. You're looking fabulous today. So, I wanted to jump on here and talk with you about the desires of your heart and specifically tell you there are two hearts. So, I've not read this anywhere. I'm kind of making it up, but hear me out on this. So, I have had a misconception that my desires, and I've shared this, that I thought my desires would lead me away from things that I needed that were in my best interest, specifically like spiritual things. And so I didn't dream and I didn't desire big things, but then I still would read scriptures like, delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires of your heart. And I thought, okay, well, then my desires have to be a spiritual nature. Well, not necessarily. They can be. And I do believe that God has put in us spiritual desires, but I don't think that's all He's put in us. There are many other desires that we have. And if we're not pursuing those and trying to, one, find out what they are and then pursue them, then we are living less than what we are promised. So in John 10:10, Jesus said that he's come to give us life and life more abundantly. And so that we would have life to the full. And so if we're not living that abundant life, that life to the full, if we're sogged down in, or bogged down, I'm making up words today. If we're really just mired in depression and overwhelm and frustration and anxiety and disappointment, if we're mired down with any of that, then we are living less than what we're promised, and we're not experiencing that abundance. And I want to just let you know that is available. So let's talk about our two hearts here. And what I'm thinking and I'm trying to communicate is we have a desire for instant gratification, and then we have a desire for our best interests. So our instant gratification would come from the part of our brain that's more animal. That all animals have that part of their brain. That's their brain, but we have that, but then we have on top of that a human brain. So if you want to imagine with me here, like if this is our brain, the amygdala is the animal part of our brain, and on top of it, we've got this human brain. And it's a fun diagram I got out of a kid's book trying to teach about, children and their brains and development. But knowing we have both of those is super helpful. And it's allowed me to take the judgment off. So my desire for just kicking back and watching Netflix comes from here when I'm scared, fight or flight, when I just I want to freeze and then there's the desire from my human brain to work towards goals, achieve them, create a better life for myself, for my family, for people around me. And those are the two hearts that I would want to communicate here. And if the desires that we create from our dreams, our ambitions, the things that we know will improve our life, improve the lives of other people around us, if we're pursuing those, then that's where we will meet resistance. There's not much resistance when you're sitting just watching Netflix. I know I seem to rail on Netflix. Netflix is not bad. It just is. It's just there. But if we choose Netflix consistently over creating the life that will benefit us, then we're really giving ourselves a net negative in life. We're making our life more difficult, harder. We're just not pursuing and taking action towards the dreams that we have within us. So, yeah, the animal brain that we have wants to consume. It's just concerned with consuming. But our human brain, this prefrontal cortex here, this is responsible for creating. And why would you think that there would be a big deal with either of them? Well, whichever one we keep doing, we're going to keep getting better at it. So if we set our desires on consuming, We will be very good consumers, and we will just hoard, and we will just have stuff that, like, I'm not saying we don't need it, but look at your life and you get to examine, do you just have stuff all around you? And you might consume with learning and just fill your brain up, but then never exercise it to help other people. Like, consuming creates more consumption, but creating, if you create and you develop that skill, you will get better at creating. And regardless which one we choose, we're going to have an outcome either way, and we're going to have some kind of stress in our life related to it. So it might be the stress of the consequences of indulging and just whatever happens, and seeking just instant gratification in the moment, doing the easy thing, taking the easy route, pushing the easy button. Not having that tough conversation with someone that we know, that maybe it's something like that, just regular maintenance with our life. Maybe it's just, oh, this one won't hurt. I've been so good, I'll treat myself right now. Or, just, the list goes on. But if instead we choose, so there's still consequences that are negative, resulting in all of that. If it's overeating, we have the weight gain to deal with. And if it's just shopping, we've got that to deal with, all of the stuff that we've got, and we like, what are we going to do with it? And then maybe that affects our finances negatively. If it's alcohol, we're just like, I just need to relax right now. What's the net in our life? Is that positive or is it negative? Are we getting what we really want, or is it just a short-term benefit? But if we instead choose the stress of overcoming the obstacles, and really the obstacle is only our other desire, which is funny to me. Our obstacle to getting the things that achieving our goals is overcoming the primal part of our brain that's telling us we're not good enough, we can't do it, it's too hard, I'd rather sleep, or I just want to go shopping, or, whatever. So the stress of overcoming this negative desire will give us a positive result that benefits our life. And then we'll keep getting better and better and better at creating the things that we want in our life, the things that serve us, the things that make us like stronger and more passionate and more vibrant. And then we feel more alive. And it's because we've overcome the instant gratification and all these other things. It's because we've overcome the resistance. And it's a beautiful thing once you're able to do that and see, like, wow, why didn't I do this sooner? Our goals will conflict with our desire for instant gratification. They just will. And being willing to feel that discomfort anyway is very empowering, because we're in control. We're in control of ourselves. So our brains don't like change. And we were designed for our brains to operate in a certain way. And just humans, we don't like change. We seek homeostasis. We don't want the equilibrium to be all mixed up, because if something changes, then we've got to adjust, and it's just too much work. And our brain's like, let's throw it on autopilot as fast as possible so we don't have to expend the energy. So when people are resisting your growth and your change, all it is them resisting the change. And if you just make it to be nothing about you, you can achieve your goal. But if you make it about you, that their brains don't want change, well, one, that's inaccurate, but two, you're not going to reach your goal because you're going to be focused on them and trying to make sure that they're okay. And it's really difficult when you start trying to put other people in charge of your goals. So learning that I had two sets of desires, like two brains in my head, took a lot of the judgment out for me. And it took a lot of the guilt that I was feeling. And I was thinking, okay, so my brain's just designed to want to stay the same. because it's like it doesn't have to expend the extra energy, then okay, I'm going to work towards this goal. And it doesn't mean anything negative about me. And it was so freeing and so liberating. And I know that I might sound like a broken record on here when I'm asking you, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are you ambitious for? I want to keep drilling that into us because I feel like so many times we just sink in to whatever we think our reality is, and we're like, I don't know if I can change. This might be all life has to offer me. How empowering does that feel? Like, it's, to me, that feels disempowering. Maybe this is the way it's always going to be. Maybe this is always going to be my struggle. Those thoughts create negative emotion, and that negative emotion drives a negative result or a negative action, which gives us a negative result. So if we're truly being responsible for our lives, we've got the power to change it. We can achieve whatever. If we've got a dream in our head, it can be realized. And maybe you're thinking, how's that possible? Like, okay, so I'm going to set a goal that I want to make $40 million a year. Okay, well, let's see. Maybe if that's really your dream and your desire, okay, let's go for it. What do you need to do to get there? And that's when all the stuff's going to come up, all the negative opinions of why you can't do it, and overcoming those are how you're going to get there. It's really brilliant. So I want you to think, am I living life to the full right now? That's what's promised for me. Jesus said he came so that I would have life and have it to the full, have abundant life. Do I have that right now? And if not, why? What's holding me back? Why am I not creating that life that he said I can have? Okay? He's offering it. He's given us the skills to achieve it and to do that and create it. But if we're not doing that, that's on us. It has nothing to do with him. So I want you to think about your goal. And maybe I've said this before, but your goal is kind of like this big thing, like this trip that you're going to make. And your animal brain is like a toddler screaming and they don't want to get in the car seat. And you're like, I hear you. It's okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to do this. I know this is uncomfortable for you, but we're going to be fine. And you get them in the car seat and then they calm down and they're still not happy. They're in the car and they're like, but it's fine. And then you're going to where you're going. So just think about the cost. What is it costing you right now not to pursue your dream? So many times we focus on the risk. What am I going to give up in order to get my goal? And we focus so much on the risk. I'm going to lose this. I might lose these friendships. I might lose these relationships. I might look stupid. I might feel foolish. Okay? That's the risk. But what will you gain? What will you gain when you achieve that goal? A better life, more peace, less stress, more harmony in relationships, better, clearer understanding of who you are and your purpose, and then fulfilling that purpose and living that and experiencing the joy that comes from serving others through the purpose you were designed for. If we focus on that, instead of the risk, we'd be racing towards our dreams, the desires of our heart from the part of our mind that's creative, that's abundant, that knows our best interests, instead of focused on the wah, instant gratification part. So this is something I'm living currently. I'm still learning it, but it's a beautiful thing to witness in my own life. And it's something that I want to extend and offer, that it's available to you too. And if you are struggling to realize your dream, to work towards your dream, and you know, like, I've got this dream of like weight loss or strengthening my finances or just building relationships or defining boundaries in my life, and maybe even it's dreaming of just because you haven't dreamed. If you're interested in any of that and you're stuck, I'm here and I would love to talk with you about it. and then we'll have a conversation, see if we would be a good fit to work together and really help you craft the life that you're wanting. Settling for mediocre and for what life gives you is the least empowering thing, and it puts you as a victim of your life and what everyone else is creating. So they're creating their stuff, and then if you're not, you're just a victim to everyone else's decisions. And I want to encourage you, just think about if you're doing that, you can change that. And it's an exciting thing. Do the hard things. Focus on the thing that the goal that's going to give you the net positive. Focus on creating. Do the hard thing anyway. There's this concept called exposure therapy, and if someone is afraid of snakes, like unreasonably, like really extremely afraid of snakes, they will expose them to the presence of a snake, obviously in a safe manner, but the person, like, they'll have the panic, the anxiety will come up, but they will learn that the snake is fine, and if they're responsible around it, then it won't be, a detrimental thing to them to be around a snake, and then their panic and their fear of snakes will subside as they are exposed to it. We always want to get over the fear before we take that big leap, before we make that big jump in our life for goals, for the big, hairy, scary goals that we have. But it's never overcoming the fear first that's required. It's doing the thing first, and then the fear jumps down. It's like exposing yourself to the situation, and then your fear just plummets. And that's cool, because it's like, this wasn't that big of a deal anyway. So do it anyway. Do the big, scary thing anyway. And if you're having trouble, I'm here for you. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Go after your dreams. Go after that goal. Change your life. Change your family's life. Change the lives of everyone you're connected to. It's worth it. It really is. So I love you, and I'm rooting for you, and I will see you soon. Oh, almost forgot. I'm still doing the giveaway. I've got, I'll put the parameters in underneath the video, but you comment on my finally falling in love with my husband marriage video, and you just make some kind of comment, and then you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Megan Bunner, and then you like my Facebook business page, and I'll put all those links underneath this video. And I'm the book. I didn't tell you what the giveaway was. I'm giving away 5 copies of Boundaries by Doctors Henry Cloud and John Townsend. Incredible, phenomenal book. It is the encyclopedia on boundaries and how to have healthy boundaries in your life, that they're not for hurting other people, but they are for keeping you safe so that you can flourish and be who you are called to be in this world. So if you want a free copy of that book, just comment on the video, like my business page, and then subscribe. I know, I'm so demanding. So anyway, love y'all, and I will see you soon. Bye. Mwah.